Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm here today to do an episode review of One Piece, episode 641. Now, this episode starts off where it left off last time with Sanji and Violet sitting there. Basically, Sanji's laying on the ground, and Violet's like this badass super chick that's fucking got Sanji wrapped up in Kurosaki handcuffs. I believe that's what they are anyway. There's really no reason for it, but that's what he's wrapped up in. But, what's happening is they're all about to attack Sanji, and the Violet saves Sanji by using her eye wells, which are basically these tears that she can extend as long as she wants. And she basically turned them into the shape of a well and then cut them off, like cut her, basically, her tears, and that determines the length of the wells that she's actually going to send out. And basically, she told Sanji everything that was going on by using her peeping mind on Sanji, where Sanji could peep into her mind. And now Sanji knows all about the whole trap. Apparently, they've been walking into a trap ever since they hit the island of Dressrosa. And then you got to go into the next part where, give me one second. Alright, the next part is Luffy. Luffy's going into basically Block C. C Block's about to start. Don Chinjao comes up, and the Funk Brothers immediately start talking shit to him because Don Chinjiao's obviously plowing through there. He's big as fuck. He don't really care about what anybody has to think. And Luffy's over there stretching, getting ready to go into the fight. And so you got C Block starting. You got Sanji learning everything about the trap that's happening in Dressrosa right now. Then it cuts to a scene where Rebecca sees Mr. Soldier and Frankie run into Greenbit, and what's the flower field in Greenbit. And basically, Rebecca was asking Mr. Soldier if they could finally live together now, because if she wins the tournament. And she starts crying, and Mr. Soldier's like, anybody that cries so easily could never win the tournament. So they continue on, and Sanji's like, not Sanji, but Frankie's like, is it sure if we can keep going? The girl's crying, and Mr. Soldier's like, yeah. So apparently there is some kind of relation between Mr. Soldier and Rebecca. We should find out about that sometime before too long. Then you go over to Greenbit. Greenbit, you got Robin and Usopp, where they left off last time. Robin called a Tontatta, and basically what happened is after they called the Tontatta, the other Tontattas on the ground were basically saying they need to do something. So they used it's like a sleep powder flower attack, but they're made up in the balls, the same thing Usopp shoots out of his Kabuto or his slingshot. And basically these balls put you to sleep, so maybe Usopp will learn about this later, and it'll give Usopp more weapons, basically a little bit of a power up, additionally to what he already has with the 2 year time skip. So maybe he'll get these sleep powder bombs too. That'd be pretty cool. And you go down to where they caught the two big humans, Usopp and Robin, and you got Leo, this toy soldier Tontatta thing, that basically used his Stitch fruit, or what Stitch powers, we're not sure if it's a devil fruit yet, to sew Robin and Usopp into the ground so they couldn't move. Or at least Robin. We didn't get to see Usopp sewed up, but I'm assuming the same thing happened to him. And what happened was Usopp, Robin immediately starts asking if Usopp and everybody are alright, and they ask Robin if she's a good person or a bad person, and Robin says no, she's a good person at first, and they don't believe her right off the bat. But as soon as she says, I had no intention to harm you in the first place, they automatically believe her for some reason. They're very gullible, very credulous species of basically many humans. Um, so you have the Tontattas believe in her, and then the king of the Tontattas come out, and he asks, "What are you doing? Why are you untying her or unsewing her from the ground?" He's like, "Because she's a good person." And the king that believes is like, "She said so herself." And then the king believes her, like right off the bat. But then Robin tries to leave because there's like 3 minutes left until Law is supposed to do the exchange with exchange on Greenbit for Caesar. And basically, what happens there is she tries to leave, and they basically said that they're gonna have to strip her for all her weapons. and she said she didn't have no weapon, so they said they're gonna have to strip her for all they got, and they start stripping her again, and they take her glasses and stuff off, and then another Tontatta runs up and says, "Hey, stop! She's a partner to the hero." And Robin's over there thinking, "What the fuck did Usopp tell them?" Apparently, Usopp probably got on one of his rants like, "Hey, I'm a brave warrior of the sea. I'm the hero," or something. That's what I think happened anyway. And basically, Usopp now has the Tontattas wrapped around his finger, and maybe in the next 2 minutes or so, well, at the end of this episode, there's 2 minutes until the exchange happens, and so maybe Robin and Usopp will actually get out there to Law and Caesar. But right at the end of that, you had Sanji calling Law and telling, basically he called Law, and Law asked him if he had found the factory yet and how's everything going. And Sanji said, "That's not important anymore. You need to get out of there right now." And you see the big shock come across Law's face, like he never thought about it actually being a trap or anything like that. So we'll see what happens. Any progression with Doflamingo. We got a lot of character progression, such as with the whole Tontatta race and Violet. Violet actually turning against, or I don't know if she's actually turning completely against the whole royal family or Doflamingo's family, and basically she sets Sanji loose and attacks her own men. So she's either completely betraying him or she's just letting Sanji go because Sanji said he believes in what she told him and he believes in Ullman's tears and all. But yeah, so we got all that going on. Overall, the character progression was pretty good. The plot progression, we got Nami and we got Robin, not Nami. Robin and Usopp. They basically went over the Tontattas. We got Sanji figuring out everything that's going on, and we have no really progression with Law. We got to see Luffy's about to actually go into Block C. They had the drawbridge coming over, letting all the competitors of Block C into basically the tournament. So overall, this episode it really had everything, to be honest with you. But I just wasn't feeling it that much. As for appeal to me, it didn't have much. So overall, I'm gonna give this episode an 8 out of 10. It had everything needed, but it just didn't really appeal to me that much. But then again, every episode can't be something badass. They gotta have these little in between episodes that let you hear about what's going on and what's happening, anything like that, in order to have the big scenes and have actually pack them full of meaning and that big payoff you get at the end. You got a lot of waiting around to get to the payoff, but once you finally get to the payoff, it's awesome. But overall, so far of this arc, I'm I'm really enjoying it because they've had a good like slow episode to fast episode ratio of actual fights and then storyline. Like this could possibly really be one of my favorite arcs so far yet because it's just, to me so far it seems flawlessly written. So that's just me. We'll see what happens later. Peace, guys.